What is direct versus indirect artillery fire in WW1? Imagine standing in the trenches of World War I, surrounded by the sounds of battle. The air is thick with tension, and the fate of soldiers rests on the effectiveness of artillery fire. Today, we will discuss two key methods of artillery fire used during the war: direct and indirect fire. Direct artillery fire means firing at a target that the gunner can see. This method requires a clear line of sight between the artillery piece and the target. Before World War I, this approach was common and worked well in earlier conflicts. However, as the war progressed, the battlefield changed. Soldiers found themselves in trenches, making it harder to spot targets. The increased firepower from rifles and machine guns made direct fire risky. On the other hand, indirect artillery fire emerged as a solution to these challenges. This method does not require a direct line of sight. Instead, artillery units use detailed maps, range tables, and survey data to aim their guns. Observers were positioned forward with infantry or in observation balloons and aircraft. They located targets and communicated coordinates back to artillery batteries, which were safely behind the front lines. This allowed artillery to strike targets hidden by terrain or fortifications. The shift from direct to indirect fire was a game changer. It enabled artillery to support infantry attacks more effectively, even in the static trench warfare that defined World War I. Indirect fire also kept artillery units safe from enemy observation and counter-battery fire. Communication innovations played a vital role in this evolution. Telephone lines and wireless radios allowed for quick transmission of target information. Observers could adjust fire based on what they saw, making indirect fire more accurate. In practice, indirect fire could be observed or unobserved. Observed fire involved forward observers correcting the aim based on the fall of shots. Unobserved fire relied on maps and calculations without real-time adjustments. By the end of the war, indirect fire became the dominant artillery tactic. It enabled large-scale bombardments that disrupted enemy defenses and supply lines. The transition from direct to indirect artillery fire during World War I marked a significant shift in military tactics. It reflected the changing nature of warfare from mobile engagements to entrenched battles. This evolution laid the groundwork for modern artillery tactics, focusing on range, concealment, and coordination rather than direct visual targeting.